Hello, 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 my name is Thayer Period, and here's how I remade the beat to Trip by Young Lean, originally produced by Art Dealer, Woesum, and Fredrik Okazaki. Also, slightly different camera angle today, let me know in the comments. W, L, I don't know, whatever the kids are saying these days. So the first thing I remade was this main lead sound. Huge shock, I remade this in Serum. Here's how it sounds with no effects. Nothing super crazy going on here. The main thing we've got is two triangle waves for both of our oscillators. They are essentially the same. Our second one is just pitched up an octave with the level turned down a little bit to just provide an extra higher layer to our sound. And we have like 2 or 3 interesting things going on here. Firstly, as you'll see, we have our LFO1 map to the fine pitch of both of our oscillators, and it is going at a non-BPM rate. We don't have it synced to the BPM. It is doing a hertz value just so it can go super fast. It is moving at 18.7 hertz. And it is moving, as I said, the fine pitch of both of our oscillators are causing the pitch to oscillate back and forth really fast. Like, if I slow that down, you will kind of hear what I mean. It's pretty subtle, but it does add a kind of interesting tone to the sound. And the main thing we have going on is we have both our oscillators set to FM from our noise oscillator. Here's without the FM. Here's with the FM. As you can hear, it really makes it sound crispy, kind of harsh, adds that like this kind of sharp tone you hear in the original. FM values are set to 55% for both of our oscillators, and I'm just using our AC Hum 1, the default noise for our white noise. Level turned all the way down because we don't want to hear that white noise, we just want to use it as a source for our FM. And then our volume envelope is kind of in a plucky shape just like this. For effects, I started by running it through a multiband compressor, just to kind of clean it up, squash it a bit, bring out some extra high frequencies, followed by a chorus with our mix turned down to around 15%, just to add some additional width. Not super noticeable, pretty subtle. Followed by a low pass filter, which we are using our envelope 1 to modulate the cutoff of. As you can hear, this is pretty much just making our sound a little more plucky. As you can hear in the original without it, it's not quite as plucky, so this adds a nice bit of pluck. Then I just did a little bit of EQing, a bit of a high boost, nothing super crazy. And then just a reverb with a small room size, as you can see, size at 0 dk at 0.8 seconds, and a little bit of a low cut with our mix at 29%. It's just more to kind of give it a like small room reverb sound, like it's kind of a metallic-y tone, rather than actually providing like atmospheric reverb, followed by just a basic delay. Next thing I added was this pluck. Some of those notes are wrong, but sounds pretty close. It was kind of hard to hear in the original, so I just got it as close as I could. Here's how that sounds with no effects. Super simple. We just have a sine wave for both of our oscillators. We are FMing our oscillator A by our oscillator B. As you can see, we have the level turned all the way down on our oscillator B because we are using it for our FM source. We have our second oscillator pitched up an octave as well with a little bit of bend to kind of just manipulate the sound, make it a little more interesting as an FM source. We have a very plucky shape for our envelope 1, and that is also controlling the cutoff of a low pass filter. Just making a nice basic pluck. For effects, I just added a little bit of EQing, a bit of chorus just for some additional width, followed by another low pass filter, again cutoff being modulated by our envelope 1 just to make it plucky, and then just a basic delay and reverb. Next, I added this bass synth. This one is also super simple. Here's how it sounds with no effects. We just have 2 sine waves, both with a bend minus warping mode. Our bend is set to minus 67. They're doing the same thing. One is just pitched an octave higher with the level turned down to provide an extra kind of high layer to our sound. We are set to mono, so there's no note overlap. And then we kind of just have a plucky shape for our envelope 1. And for processing, we are just running it through a kind of subtle tube distortion. Drive is only at 68% just to kind of beef it up a little bit. And yeah, that is that sound. Last sound I sound designed was this pad. Essentially what I did for that pad was just take our pluck and record it into Edison. Then I just ran it through the harmonic blur tool. I've talked about that a bit before. You just go to this water drop here. It spits out a nice little kind of like reverby sounding type pad. Then I just did some processing to clean it up. I added an OTT, an RC20 on our No More Boring Pads preset with a little bit of tweaking made just to make it a little cleaner, followed by a microshift on the Fat Wide Pad preset, and an EQ to kind of just cut out our extra low end and get rid of some kind of muddy frequencies in the mids. Then finally, I just added a tremolator, just doing a little bit of a volume automation thing, but our depth is only at 50%, just to kind of give it a little bit of an accent, kind of make it a little more of a rhythmic element. Next, we add our 808s. Just a Zay 808, nothing super interesting going on here. Ran it through a sausage fattener, and also a soft clipper to boost it a bit. Then last but not least, we have drums. Just using this Dark Lord snare, I pitched it up a little bit in the piano roll. And then just this wavy hi-hat. I added a little bit of ring modulation to kind of make it a little more crisp, I guess you could say. That's without the ring mod. That's with the ring mod. And yeah, that is everything. If you want access to the Serum presets from this remake or any of my 200 plus other remakes, or the project files or synth one-shots from those remakes as well, if you don't have Serum, you can get access to all that on my Patreon at patreon.com/prodthegperiod. It is a great way to support me and help me continue to do these videos, and also a great way to get some new sounds if you're a music producer looking for that kind of thing. I try to make it super affordable, so it is a resource available to pretty much anyone who is interested. And yeah, I hope this was interesting and educational and informative, and I will catch you next time. Peace.